What makes the Hobbesian commonwealth function? What transforms the theoretical social contract into actual political obedience? For Hobbes, the answer is unflinchingly realistic: fear. Subjects don't obey the sovereign out of natural sociability, moral duty, love, or patriotic sentiment. They obey because they fear punishment for disobedience more than they desire the benefits of disobedience. This isn't a cynical add-on to Hobbes's theory, it's fundamental to how the social contract works. Remember why subjects enter the social contract: to escape the fear of violent death in the state of nature. They calculate that submission to authority, while constraining their liberty, provides better security than unlimited liberty with unlimited insecurity. The covenant is instrumentally rational, motivated by fear and sustained by fear. But the fear changes character. In a state of nature, you fear every person you encounter because anyone might kill you and no authority prevents it. Under sovereign authority, you fear primarily the law and its enforcement. This represents a massive reduction in fear and increase in security. You still fear, but you fear a single, predictable source of punishment rather than universal random violence. Moreover, Hobbes argues that the obligation to obey the sovereign lasts exactly as long as the sovereign can protect you. Political obligation is conditional on the sovereign's effectiveness. If the sovereign is conquered by a foreign invasion, your obligation transfers to the conqueror. If the sovereign becomes too weak to maintain order and you're forced to protect yourself, your obligation ends. If the sovereign explicitly abandons you, your obligation ceases.
This is profoundly unsentimental. There's no sacred bond between ruler and ruled, no loyalty for loyalty's sake, no patriotic duty independent of the sovereign's capacity to provide security. The Commonwealth is held together by calculated self-interest backed by credible threat of punishment. Hobbes would say this isn't cynicism, but realism. England had just witnessed how quickly sacred oaths, traditional loyalties, and religious duties dissolved when civil war erupted. Appeals to ancient rights, divine sanction, and moral obligation hadn't prevented catastrophe. Only clear-eyed recognition of what actually motivates human behavior can provide stable foundations for order. The sovereign maintains order through punishment severe enough to make law-breaking irrational. Crime occurs not because people are evil, but because they calculate that benefits exceed likely costs. Make punishment certain and severe enough, and most people will obey most of the time. This requires the sovereign's power to be visible, awesome, and effectively deployed. Hence the image on Leviathan's frontispiece showing a giant figure made of human bodies, wielding sword and staff, towering over the landscape. But there's a deeper point. Fear of the sovereign is preferable to fear of everyone. Subjection to law is preferable to subjection to arbitrary violence. Limited legal liberty is preferable to unlimited natural liberty, accompanied by unlimited insecurity. The Hobbesian bargain isn't freedom for security. It's one kind of fear and constraint for another, better kind.